In this video, we're going to be going over exactly what you need to know before becoming a landlord. Look, anyone that's thinking about becoming a landlord, thinking about renting out a room, or even just became a landlord, first off, I just want to say I commend you. My personal opinion is that owning real estate is the best investment that you can make. This video is not to scare you, but to educate you on all the things that you need to know before becoming a landlord. And honestly, if I had this video before I became a landlord, I would have a lot less gray hairs. Look, when you first become a landlord, all the excitement gets to you and you kind of lose track of exactly what you're doing. The first thing that I wish I knew when I first became a landlord is the landlord tenant laws in my specific area. Now, if you're investing in Maryland like myself, it's going to be a lot different than if you're investing in Nebraska. There might be limitations on rent increases, or there might be limitations on exactly how to go about evicting a tenant. When I first invested in real estate, I didn't even know that there was landlord tenant laws. I was a spring chicken, still wet behind the ears, and I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought that someone purchased the property and then you would agree to rent it out, and that's that. If they didn't pay, you kick them out. If they do pay, you keep them in there. But looking back at it, I was extremely naive. A great resource that you can look into to find your local tenant and landlord laws is avail.co/education/laws. And this will allow you to look at your state-specific laws. For example, as I go into this website right now, I am in Maryland, so I can go over here, click on the Maryland Landlord Tenant Law, exit out of this real quick. And as you go down, it gives you a brief summary and tells you a lot of information. Maryland Fast Facts, landlord or tenant friendly? Landlord. Required notices and disclosures? Yes. Avail software works in the state? Yes. They're also trying to sell themselves. But then as you scroll down to Maryland laws in brief, are there specific security deposit requirements? Yes, there are. Okay, we have to look further into that. Is a written rental agreement required? Yes, if a landlord has 5 or more rental units, or if the rental agreement is 12 months or longer. Are there limits to late fees? That's a huge one. You can't go out there and just charge $500 for late fees. There's going to be a limit on what you can charge for a late fee. Are there rekeying laws? No, there's not. So you don't have to rekey a property every single time there's a turnover. Now, do I suggest it? Probably, but you don't have to. That's not a state law. Are there required disclosures that need to be given to the tenants? Yes, there are. So you have to look into what those disclosures are. And this is for an example, obviously, but as you scroll down, there's even more information on it. And, if we go back, you can click on any state you want. If you want it, we can go to Texas. Look at that. We have all this Texas information, and there does look like there's a couple states that you can't use this software in. So if you're one of these states, I'm sorry, but for the larger majority of us, we can actually use this. What I'm going to do is take this link and put it down in the description below. So if you wanted to go check out the website and find some more information about your local market, you can do so. It is absolutely free. I cannot preface how important these landlord tenant laws are to protect you from a potential lawsuit and just to protect you in general. Now moving on to the second thing that I wish I knew before becoming a landlord, and that is to subscribe to this channel. See what I did there?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
No, but seriously, the second thing that I wish I knew before becoming a landlord is that you really have to treat this as a business. When my wife and I first started investing in real estate, we were very buddy-buddy with our tenants, which then led to troubles down the road. For example, by letting a late payment slip here, allowing a pet that's in the building that we didn't know about, or even letting someone smoke in the apartment because they swore that it was their last time doing it.
I'm an idiot! You're an idiot!
I really can't believe I fell for that one. The fact of the matter is that this is 100% a business. Whether you only have one rental property or multiple, you have to treat it as a business. The more strict you are on your tenants, the better it's going to be in the long run. Yes, they may not want to be your friend, but that's okay. You're not in real estate investing to find friends. You're in real estate investing to make money and create a better lifestyle for you and your family. By letting things slide, it trains your tenants that it's okay to pay a little late. It's okay not to tell you if they're getting another pet. By setting the clear expectations up front, they really can't get mad at you for doing exactly what you said you would do. And look, I know it can be uncomfortable, especially if you started in real estate investing as young as myself. When I started, I was 22 years old, and I have renters that were 30 and 40 years old. No 30 and 40-year-old want to listen to a little 22-year-old that's still wet behind the ears. But what I will say is how you handle yourself really makes them respect you. Now moving on to the third one, which I wish that I did sooner, which was creating a contractors list, because you're going to be contacted 24/7. And it is just so much easier when you have that contractors list when a tenant reaches out to get the problem solved as soon as possible. Look, there's no way, shape, or form a way for you to prevent having any repairs done to the property. As a landlord, they're going to happen, especially when you have tenants in there that don't treat it like it's their own. Going back to my first rental, I would freak out every single time that a tenant would call me saying that there was a problem. Number one reason is because I didn't have my contractors list. So I would scramble online and start looking up the best available contractors, but until you actually use them and build rapport with the contractors, you won't know which ones are best. You'll just have to go off of reviews that you see online. See, that's really how you have to do it. You have to go off of trial and error. One tip that I've learned is going on your Facebook community page and actually typing in contractors and looking at anyone else that is actually referring them. Typically, someone that has used a contractor and liked the service will go on there and promote that business. So by seeing that, you see that there is at least one happy customer in that area. The second part of this is that tenants won't actually tell you when there are some repairs needed, which is extremely stressful. I remember going out to a property of mine that we had to go out there and fix a seal on a window. While I was out there, I was like, you know what? Let me just walk through and see how the rest of the property is. I go and I happen to find that underneath the sink, it's leaking and rotting the wood underneath there. Also, I go into the bathroom and see that it's leaking every time you flush the toilet. Now, what that's doing is just deteriorating the wood that's in there and prolonging the issue. So from that point on, I knew that I had to go and at least check every once in a while the units that I own. So what I did is I started going out there quarterly. So every 3 months I would walk the property. And if you are investing out of state, have your contractor, your property manager, your friend, your cousin, your aunt, whoever it is, go out there and take a video of the unit for you. Go test all the water, flush all the toilets, open all the windows, and just see for yourself that there are no problems. Every time you do find a problem or repair, you want to get that resolved as soon as possible. The last thing I'll say in today's video is that when it comes to landlording, it really takes a specific person. What I mean by that is I believe that you really have to love dealing with people. You got to be great at communication, have no problem picking up the phones and just dialing people, whether that's contractors, tenants, landlords, anything like that. Be great at handling very tough situations. Be good at building relationships. And unfortunately, you will have to be available 24/7 because a problem can happen at 4 a.m. or 10 at night. With that being said, I realized that my wife and I are not that type of person, which is why after our first property, we actually hired a property manager to handle everything. So instead of us handling our 6 tenants that we have now, we manage one person, which is our property manager, while he manages 6 other people. And that's okay if you're not the landlord type, you can still be a successful real estate investor. All right, well, thank you everybody for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. And if you stayed to the end, I really appreciate it. Please go down in the comment section and tell me if you are actually a landlord or if you're looking to get started in becoming a landlord. Also, if you wouldn't mind, please go down and subscribe to this channel. It would help me tremendously. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.